Yes, welcome, salutations, all wonderful sadhakas with 9 plus 2, 11 divine qualities. We are in our own self created mode of inspiration. We are in our own dynamic, active, hard working natured. We have decided to be the Adhyatmika Sadhaka. We know for that we have to become the Shrota. For that we have to be a Jignasu, a Mumukshu. They come to us by Guru Daiva Krupa. Therefore, we are committed, convinced disciple, Shishya as well as Bhakta. All of them are done when we have sufficient Vairagya. That is allowed only after doing our seva through our dharma to the world and our seva to the Sanatana Dharma. That is a continuous process anyway. With these 11 Vyaktitvas, to strengthen them, to sustain them, to get out of them the maximum and the best, we need the empowerment, we need the guidance, protection, blessings. Who give us? The Shruti Mata gives us. When we are committed to study her every day. Who gives us is our Guru Tattva, Guru Parampara, Swaguru. when when we are every day exposing to their teachings, remembering them, acting accordingly. Who else helps us are our variety of Devata Gana Shakti. How when we recognize their presence, their need, and become humble enough to do their upasana, pray to them again with gratitude. Whose else help we require is that mother, the Prakriti Mata, that sadhana anukula Prakriti only. She should bless us with, not pratikula. To her also, through Shraddha, that she is there, through Upasana, Smarana, Prarthana, we can invoke her Krupa. Then we need the blessings of the Ishvara, that also through Upasana, Prarthana, Sharanagati, that asking him to remove those thick layers of Ajnana and Moha so that we start doing our sadhana to reach. Finally, the Brahma Tattva to reveal to us first as intellectual understanding, second as experience through sadhana as soon as possible. As every day we do this, hope it is helping us to strengthen our sadhakatva. We are into the study of Shwethashwathara Upanishad from Krishna Yajurveda. We are seeing Bhagavan Sri Adi Shankara given Sambandha Bhashya. In that, we are reveling in the references and quotes from Upanishads. That's over now. We are taking up the quotes from the Gita Shastra and other Shastras, convincing us on the fact which he has explained to us that the Upanishads give us the Brahma Vidya. Through the study of this Upanishad, when we gain Brahma Vidya, it removes the avidya. When the avidya goes away, the avidya janita, all samsara, all bandhana, everything goes away. We get the moksha which we are seeking. Everyone is seeking the same moksha, but the spiritual seeker is seeking it in the correct direction where definitely he is going to get. Non spiritual seekers are seeking the same moksha in wrong direction. Therefore, definitely not only they are going to get it, but they are going to get strongly bound in this worldliness. So, to substantiate that are these beautiful quotes. It is becoming such a refreshing every day to chant them, to contemplate on them, to strengthen our conviction to pursue the spiritual path. Today's our common sense thought is based on this discussion only. For 4 5 minutes every day, some useful thought we are discussing. Today too is what? There are three things. One is worrying, brooding, being tensed up, etc. One way of life. Worry, brooding, tensed up. About the world and worldly successes, about spirituality and spiritual successes. So I have not earned money, I have not become successful in my business, I don't have the friends much, I'm not famous in the world. This worry, this is brooding. In the same way, spirituality may be. I am not at all doing sadhana, I am not at all growing, or I am not spiritual at all. See the other people known to me, how much they are doing, growing, etc. By this type of absolutely negative brooding and worrying, nobody achieved anything in the world as well as in the spirituality. This is one of the many traits of the untamed, uncontrolled, untrained mind. It goes on worrying and brooding, not a healthy thing. You know? Like, I don't know Sanskrit, I can't chant the mantras, I can't do puja, I can't get up in the morning, I can't go to temple regularly, I can't visit the Mahatmas. These are all worries, spiritual worries. The worldly worries, as we said so far. So that is another way of expression of our laziness, lethargy, and another way of justifying our nonsensical way of living a worldly life. Okay. Then what is the thing to be done? The other two are, instead of worrying and brooding, we should think, we should be contemplating, we should do the vicharana. In that thinking, contemplation, vicharana, let there be spashtata. Ki what exactly you want to achieve in the world, up to what limit, and exactly how to do that. Why not we think in this way, and why can't we become very clear? Isn't it? It is possible to be very clear in that regard. Let us say monetarily. So this much amount I want to earn in the my account for in this time of 6, 10, 12 years. And then how to do about it? How many plans I have to make? How many investments or businesses or undertakings? What's difficult? What's wrong in this thinking? Earning money is not a sin, isn't it? And earn it honestly with hard work. Who says not? Help with that money, the world, isn't it? Do your own spiritual things with that. Both ho sakta hai. So see the difference between I don't have money, worry, or the thinking that I have to earn this much money by this time through these disease processes. There's a lot of difference between these two of the unhealthy worrying and healthy thinking and contemplating. Vicharana. Those who worried remained worldly throughout life. Suffering in the world throughout life. Those who have thought over, like, contemplated, planned, gathered their resources, etc., they are the ones from the lowest to the highest stage. They have grown, isn't it? Whether we talk about money, you take any of the worldly aspects. Politically, you want to grow, or you want to grow in an organization, or in your own personal industries, or whatever the things you have. Mind, human being is given the intellect to think, and not thinking by the intellect and allowing the mind to worry is an immature stage. We have to understand it, and we have to come to the thinker level from the unnecessary brooding, worrying level. In the same way, spirituality. Let us think, let us contemplate, let us give thought, let us try. Spend some time, maybe a 6 months, 1 year. Let us sit with the Guru, let us listen to the Shastra. Let us be clear what are the spiritual heights, goals that can be achieved, and what is the difficulty in achieving, understanding the ultimate spiritual goals indicated. What yoga says, Chittavritti Nirodha Swarupavasthanam Kaivalyam. What Bhakti says, total Sharanagati, through that Salokya, Samipya, Saropya, Sayuchya Mukti. What Vedanta says, go beyond the three dehas or three gunas or panchakoshas and recognize that sublime substratum. What is difficult in understanding these goals? And what is sadhana? The yoga says start with Ashtanga yoga and go for Kriya yoga, go for the Abhyasa Vairagya yoga. What Bhakti Sadhana says, ki Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Archanam, Padasevanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. What Vedanta Shastra says, the Sadhana Chatushti Sampada, then Guru Sharanagati, then Shravana Manana Nididhyasana. What is difficulty in understanding all these sadhya sadhana? Spiritually we are seeing. So let us think, let us contemplate, let us understand. Two things are done. Now, more important than these two things are what? He is the actually practically doing those things, keeping in mind what we have to achieve, and exactly doing in that way that what we have to achieve, we are achieving. And we are exactly achieving what we want to by doing the way it has to be done. The third one is very, very crucial. Here is where, while implementing only, the upsurge and the forces of the kala, forces of the habits, forces of the vasanas, all of them try to attack. You know, here, out of many, many, many suggestions, ideas, guidances, one of the thing to a great extent works, not 100%, but at least 70-80% works, is this one. That Hindi quotation of हाथी चले बाजार कुत्ते भौंके हजार. का अर्थ क्या हुआ? When we have known what our sadhanas are, as we saw yesterday also, dedicating some specific hours for that sadhana, let the hati of doing sadhana be pursued. Let the kutte of our vasanas or our distractions or any of the outer worldly impressions be bhonke hazar. Let them do their job. Let us do our job. Think everywhere is it not so? Like in the office, boss has scolded. Now, if the boss's scolding is taken seriously and one worries, he will develop anger with the boss. He can't work properly. Then he'll resign or he'll be doing wrong work or he'll be removed. Instead of that, taking it positive stride may, if he focuses on his work, which is there in the hands, at least the work is done. At least there is something for him to tell or talk to the boss, prove to him, sir, मैं करता हूँ काम. In the same way, wherever we are in the world, in whichever worldly field का हो क्या spiritual field का हो, remember the outer situations, then the inner personality, whatever the level it is now, will not stop affecting, will not stop influencing. Whoever he may be. Like I am talking to you, Shastras, Vedanta. Good. But if in my personality I have Tamoguna and Rajoguna predominant, because of its being gathered from many lives, it won't stop influencing. So what should I do? Should I worry about this Tamo Rajoguna? Struggle and fight with him and get defeated? In the meantime, forgetting actual sadhanas to be done? Or what is wisdom? Try my best to do the sadhana. Focus on that positive aspect. Once sadhana doing becomes stronger, practice becomes stronger, the influence of these things get reduced. एक्चुअली करो बस, सोचो मत। सोच तो लिया ये करना चाहिए करके, अभी क्यों सोचना? लाइक आई हैव टेकन अप जप साधना फॉर माई एकाग्रता, फॉर माई surrender to God, for me to get Bhagwan's blessing. Now, do you think the mind and vasanas allow us to do japa? No. Do you mean to say that we have to succumb to them? No. Therefore, what to do? That half an hour which you have chosen, you take it only for that job and that place where we are decided to sit there and focus on doing what is to be done. If half an hour we thought, 1 minute if we are able to do, half minute if we are able to do, that is the breakthrough. Isn't it like in the monetary thing? 10 lakhs I wanted to earn. But somewhere I got a job, salary was 9,000, 8,000 spent, 1,000 remained. 10 lakh और 1,000 के बीच में 1,000 गुना है, बट लेकिन स्टार्ट हुआ कि नहीं? The beauty and joy of life is in able to do, just like the ugliness is not able to do, even though we know. Many of us know, but at the time of doing, the small little tips, tricks, they can't catch. Those who can think this way and catch the small little nooks and start using them, then things start being done. And when we do, the things happen. When you know the things won't happen, and when we worry, nothing happens. Generally, we brood, generally, we worry. Instead of that, intellect use kiya, thoroughly we have understood. Isn't it? That is very essential. Every aspect of sadhana to be done by us as spiritual seekers must be very clear to us, unambiguous to us. And all those sadhanas, हर दिन कौन सा करना है? शरीर स्वस्थता के लिए what are we doing? प्राण शक्ति संचय what are we doing? इंद्रिय निग्रह how are we managing? मनो एकाग्रता how are we doing? अंत बुद्धि सूक्ष्मता what are we doing? चित्त शुद्धि what are we doing? अहंकार शरणागति what are we doing? We have to be aware of it. So to strengthen the jnanam about the tattva, how much time I am spending for this sadhana, adhyayana, shastra adhyayana. Most important is upasana to Daiva and Guru. देखो specific, we have to be very clear about what we have to do to achieve what we have to achieve. Many a time, because the vagueness here also, we will become impractical. We don't do the practical thing. Sometimes clarity is there, but at the time of practice, we succumb to these onslaughts. है कि नहीं? अब बारिश तो गिर रहा है सीजन में, आप चारों महीने घर में बैठोगे तो काम तो होगा नहीं ना. सो वी हैव टू सी कि कोई छाता ले लो या रेन कोट ले लो या बचते हुए जाओ या भीगते हुए जाओ. जाना तो पड़ेगा ना, काम तो नहीं होगा नहीं तो. हाउ लॉन्ग यू कैन वेट फॉर मंथ्स टुगेदर? अब 4 महीने का बरखा है. इमेजिन ऑल 12 months it rains. There are some places in the world, whole year it rains, or whole year it is cold, whole year it is hot. Do you think their life stops there? It can't, isn't it? So in the same way, we have to बस चुप करो मन बुद्धि को, उसको worry होने मत देना. All the what do you say, emotions, sentiments of so many types come. We have to have that dhairya or himmat, as we saw yesterday in 2 classes, just to do what is to be done. बस that 15 मिनट 20 मिनट सांस को रोक कर वो जो हमें साधना उस दिन करना है करना. Then look back and see, I could do it. That means I can do it. That means when I start doing, it is possible to be done. That means when I am able to make it possible to do, that negativity that I can't do it is difficult, that can be conquered. This we have to discover from ourselves within. Every day it happens to me, all 6 classes. It is not a cakewalk. Every text, every shastra has to be studied and spoken. सबसे बड़ी बात तो है कि आप कितना बोलोगे, हो गया चुप हो जाओ. Who is listening to your class? Is it not a sufficient excuse? 100% sufficient to stop it. But this is the second best thing if I have convinced. The first best is deep meditation, contemplation and realization. उसके बाद में second best is this only. स्वाध्याय and pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. So if I yield to those any type of excuses, it can be stopped in a 1 minute's time. And for whole life I can stop doing satsang, no study. Then where will we go? Where will be the life heads towards? अब इस कलयुग में थोड़ा भी मौका अपने आप को दो. How quickly we become lazy, extroverted, invoking all physical, mental diseases. Anybody, till the truth is reached, nobody can take the inner and outer prakriti and atmosphere for granted. Nobody can take. It is absolutely wrong. परमात्मा को पाने तक कोई भी कितना भी सोचे कि आई नो ऑल दिस आई एम डूइंग सो मच साधना, he can't take any movement for granted. Like yesterday we saw how Sri Ramji said, Trishna will bring such a dhira purusha also to such a lower level. 3, 4 examples he has given. Today also we are going to see some of them. Till the Atman Paramatma's Anubhuti is done, we can't say that I have done sadhana sufficient, I will stop it. नहीं नहीं वो होता ही नहीं वो impossible. A doctor can't say कि my work of treatment is over till all tests of that patient are absolutely negative and is healthy and perfect. Till that time, you can't take anything for granted. And in life, we have seen small little things taken for granted create so much of loss. So, therefore, what is to be done then? To class time, socha was how better let the Gurus, Rishis speak through us. Let it happen. Let us, by not doing this, feeling worry later on, regretted. Instead of that, how much ever tough, difficult it may appear with so many obstacles, let us do it and look back and feel that contentment. As much before every class, I too have to struggle. More than that is the contentment after every class and after the end of the day that we could touch six Shastras through them Paramatma. Not that the highest level we have seen and done and experienced, right? वो होगा एक दिन. But आज के अपने अवकात लेवल में at least we have done it. The thought therefore is what? Do it. That's it. Let हाथी चले बाजार, let कुत्ते भौंके हजार. If we attend to the kutta and fight with that, the hathi can't move. Sadhana will never happen. It will never happen. This is how Hanumanji was tried to be stopped by Mainaka, to be stopped by that Surasa, to be stopped by that Simhika and by that Lankini. Rama Kaju Kine Vinu, Moika Vishrama, and he will see to it that he will do the Rama Karya. See all those 5 aspects of Hanuman. And when the Satvika obstacle came of Mainaka, Parasakara Kini Pranama. Just he just sparsha or pranam karke he went. Moikaha Vishrama. He conquered that obstacle. That is important. Move ahead. That is more important. Then the Surasa came. Then Atila Guru, he took it, entered and came and I am going. With Rajoguna, he just become meek, humble, smaller, and then entered. Then she blessed only. Rama Kajak Sabu Kari Hahu, Tuma Bala Buddhi Nidhana, Ashish De Gaiso, Harashi Chele Vanuman. Isn't it? We have these 2 obstacles. Sukha obstacles are that all luxury, comforts, people loving us, name and fame. अब ये सुख में झूलते हैं, forget the sadhana. Then the rajoguna of the kamadi vikara in the mind, like Surasa will come and bigger she becomes. Small karo, bano, बस अपना साधना करो आगे बढ़ो. Then the Simhika comes, is a tamoguni. सबसे बड़ा ये है. Tension, worry, postponing it, not starting. हो प्रमाद आलस्य निद्रा जो हमने पढ़ा गीता में, दे आर ऑल लक्षण ऑफ तमो. एक घुसा दिया हनुमान जी ने उनको. Once he saw she is pulling him down, he gave one blow. See, his love for the Rama Karya, which is his goal, is the one which gave him the required different strengths to conquer different obstacles at different timings and occasions of his journey. Then with Lankini also, he tried to tell her, I just came to see Lanka, I heard it is very famous, wonderful and all. She says, your chore cannot go so. He gave her also one. तात स्वर्ग अपवर्ग सब धैर्य तुलायक अंग तुलन ताही सकल मिली जो सुगल अवसत संग. Then she also. But the most important among all that was the highly intelligent way of, you know, going to search one by one place, not getting caught up by anyone. देखो हनुमान जी की महिमा, till he himself wanted to be bound, nobody could bind him. That is intelligence. How he became very small and stood in that Shinshva Vriksha. He watched that Ravana coming, threatening Sita. How? Both ways. In Valmiki Ramayana, first he sings the glory of Ikshvaku Vamsha, Chakara Vamsha, Raghu Vamsha, then Dasharatha, then Rama, then Sita Rama, all of that. Then she says, such a good song you are singing, who are you? Come in front. This is how in Valmiki. तुलसी रामायण में श्रेष्ठ दीनी मुद्रिका डारितवा. He just gives that mudrika. She sees that, Are Rama Nama Ankita Chekita Chitava Pahchan. Then all that. How word by word he spoke to her and all. These are the ways the sadhana. His goal is give samachara to Sita and take her to Rama. How effectively he is doing. He is more practical there, preceded by thinking and understanding, never allowing himself to be worried. And at one, 2 points he worried. Before Sitaji is found in that Ashoka Vatika, all the Antapura, everything is searched. He could not find. He was worried. Then he said, I'll commit suicide, I'll be here, I'll take sannyas, I'll not go. All of that. But somehow Rama Krupa was there. Sitaji's Krupa, Vayudeva Krupa, all of that made him think, Are Ashoka Vatika to dhunda nahi. Then Namos Ramaya Salakshmanaya. Isn't it? तो हनुमान जी का यात्रा हो कोई भी, any of such things can be an example to us to inspire. So worrying, brooding, regretting, not doing, not achieving, becoming miserable, sense of guilt, sense of failure, these are all the samsari lakshanas. Thinking, understanding, making strategies, making plannings, getting the resources, you all are the beginning of sadhaka's lakshana. Once that is done, bus jump into action. हाथी चले बाजार, कुत्ते भौंके हजार. What works is doing. What makes work is thinking and understanding. What never allows us to know or do is the worry and brooding. We are experts of this. जिंदगी भर in worrying only we are. In so many aspects. Tabiyat, worried. Are Murak, why are you worried? You just know how to make body healthy and do it. घर के संबंध वगैरह ठीक नहीं है साहब जी, वर्ried. अरे कैसा को ऐसा मत सोचो. There is a solution for every problem. Not knowing that solution appears as problem. Isn't it? There is always solution. मैं क्या करूं? वो लोग मेरी बात सुनते ही नहीं. क्या करो स्वामी, आप मेरी बात सुनते हो क्या? They also I am not accepting you in the same way. You just simple solution. वो सुनते नहीं है तो बोलना बंद करो. Isn't it? There is a best of solutions. Leave, go to Haridwar, stay in ashram 6 महीने में. वो लोग तो already भूल गए आपको. You will also forget them, and you can remember Ganga Maya and Lord and revel in meditation. What is important in this life? What is permanent? And only peace of mind is important. Paramatma is permanent. Everything is bevakufi and bakwas only. See, we have to apply solutions. You have to be practical. So, at the time of doing, we are talking that initial uh, obstacles that we have to find and break through, and thus becoming stronger and stronger in doing, and never leave it. The biggest another problem is what? How many ever number of times we conquer ourselves in doing what we have to do, till, as we just now said, till we reach Paramatma, we cannot relax. जैसे आज सा क्लासेस किया हमने, रात तक हो गए, doesn't mean it is over. Again tomorrow the same problem will come. Tomorrow also have to struggle and do the same. Day after also. Isn't it? Till Paramatma Anubhuti comes, we can never stop anywhere. Go on doing. उसके बारे में हमको convince होना है. That is the real maturity. Can't say कि मैं पिछले एक हफ्ते से, एक महीने से, एक साल से, 5 साल से सुन रहा हूँ. Question is not the quantity all that. ना. Did you get what you are supposed to get? नहीं तो दिन लगे रहो. This is the last but not the least point. So maybe that way we are fully engrossed in this thinking, knowing, doing more than worried. And last point और एक तो बोलना ही है कि देखो, as we grow to age of 50, 60, 70, bodily we can't do work. थक गई शरीर. You can't run like earlier. People also, they get fed up of us, or they have got some other people. We have become old. Nobody cares the old man. Isn't it? Outside, we have to stop expecting or doing anything. Okay, outside. Anybody, a great महात्मा संत जिनका उम्र 70-80 हो गई, 2, 10, 5 लोग जो उनके पकड़े शीशे वो रहते हैं, बाकी they found another Swami. People have a lot of alternatives now. What is to be done in the old people? Internal sadhana, only inner purification. Take one by one aspect of inner sadhanas, try to master them as much as possible. What are they? Maybe 5-10 minutes. We discuss tomorrow this topic only, if I remember it. Okay. Om 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 Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsa Rishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyah. Om Nidhaya Sarva Vidyanam Vishajay Bhavaroginam गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. ओम भवेव भवानिति मे नितरां समध्यायत चेतसि कौतुकिता मम वारय मोहमहाजलधिं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधि साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि परब्रह्मणे. श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तं ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः. अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपया उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोध सनातन धर्म से विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वाध्यात्मिक प्रगति अस्मिन् धर्म संस्थापने कंकणबद्ध अस्माकं सह सर्वेषां निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थम अनेक शास्त्र अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थम वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे अथ श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेद अंतर्गत श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषद आदिशंकर भगवतः कृत प्रार्थना मंगलाचरण श्लोकः ओम नित्यानंदं निराधारं निखिलाधारम् अव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकंठं नमाम्यहम् ओम अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः शान्तिमन्त्रः ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ओम शान्तिः 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 अथ सम्बन्धभाष्यम् फ्रेंड्स how many ever number of quotations of Upanishad or Gita we are studying. Please remember, theme of all of them, purpose of all of them is only to strengthen our conviction that only through Brahma Vidya Prapti there will be moksha from avidya and avidya janita samsara dukkha bandhana. So, how many quotations, how many times we have studied? That is important. But more important is through that is our conviction growing. Then, according to the conviction, are we acting in the direction of spiritual realization? And that action, how intense it is, how long it is, how deeper it is. Each of these things, how intense, how deep, how continuous, long it is. Each of these things determine the certainty of our growth. And like yesterday's Rumugita, those few beautiful shlokas, कि बेटा शिव जी का अनुग्रह होने तक that Rumu telling Nidagha, till Shivanugraha happens and Shivanumoti you get, do the repetition of these 10, 12 things every day, he said. Powerful thing it is. So beautiful it is. So elating and inspiring. We'll take up that in detail study. Kavi. In the same way, these are the quotations which have to be regularly referred to keep up our information level as well as inspiration level. And that information inspiration should make us take a initiative every day afresh. Mind makes every day the satsang as heavy or boring, even sadhana. Our intellect and inspiration should make our everyday sadhana inspiring and joyful. The struggle and success in the struggle is called spiritual sadhana. To the extent we are able to do, to that extent, that day, that one particular hour, we have conquered. And let that inspire us for trying for next hour, next hour, next hour. This is how a spiritual seeker intelligently, like any pahad you have to climb, any pilgrimage uphill you have to go. Is it not one step, then 10 steps, then half kilometer we cover? Spirituality का भी ऐसा ही होता है. So let these quotes be remembered by us. Let us draw information, inspiration, clarity from it, and let that inspiration be translated into practice of the sadhana. At that time, one powerful thing helps us if we have the power in it is what? Let the whole thing baad mein jaye. Let anything happen. That attitude of courage and daring when you take up, we will be doing it, we'll be able to do. And throughout life, the joy of able to do some sadhana, guru seva and all are much more than any other worldly joys or sukha bhoga. वो तो फंसाने वाले ही है. So we have spent sufficiently 6, 7, 8 days to study all those 20, 25 most precious jewels and diamonds of quotations from all Upanishads, which were substantiating, strengthening our conviction. All the quotes quoted by Adi Shankara are having one single theme only. That is the beauty of his kindness, compassion, as well as ability. Now we have started yesterday seeing the Bhagavad Gita quotes also. Two of them we saw, we have to continue today. What were the two things we have seen? I'll only chant, will not explain because it was covered yesterday. What was that? Kim, Kim, one was Buddhi Yukto Jahatiha Ube Sukruta Duskrute. So these are a very indicative subtle shlokas. Through Bhashya only we have to study. Yes, still the meaning of it is what? Buddhi Yuktaha means the one whose buddhi is yoked to Paramatma at the time of sadhana and at the completion of sadhana. Such person alone, Jahati, he goes beyond. Ubhe, both of them, Sukruta Dushkrute, the Sukruta Dushkruta. Sukruta Dushkruta is Punya Papa. Punya Papa is Swarga Naraka. Swarga Naraka is Janma Marana. Janma Marana is Upadi Bandhana. But the one who is Yukta with his buddhi to the Paramatma. Okay, first as sadhana, in that sadhana, we do the contemplation, we do the Vyatireka and Anvaya sadhanas. When we reach to that Anubhuti, this Buddhi Yuktaha Anubhutis, like in one of the texts yesterday we have seen, I think in Bhagavad Gita, or one of the Shastra, where the Antakarna has to enter into Paramatma. That is called as Buddhi Yukta. I think Mandukya mein humne dekha. So again I am repeating, in this way our buddhi, antakarana totally becomes yoked and merged in Paramatma. Sukruta Dushkruta we go beyond. Sukruta Dushkruta is samsara. Reverse क्या हुआ? If that way our buddhi, through study for the intellectual knowledge and through sadhana by experience, doesn't merge in Paramatma, it has other option of having lot of desires for fulfilling them, doing Sukruta and Dukruta, leading Dushkruta, leading to the endless samsara. अब सोच लो आपको किस तरह समझना क्या करना. Whole world is yours. Your life is yours. Nobody can command or demand. Are we becoming slave to the outer world? Are we becoming slave to our own in mind and intellect in their delusion? Or are we mastering our life for achieving the ultimate realization through Buddhi Yukta? After this only, the next line is Tasmat Yogaya Yujyasva Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam. After that, the next quote. What is the next quote? Karmajam buddhi yukta hi phalam tyaktva manishinaha janma bandha vinirmuktaha padam gacchantya namayam. Okay. So each of these slokas of Gita are so complete, so informative, so clear. If we can carefully, committedly, dedicatedly listen from our gurus and acharyas, information, inspiration, protection, all of them they give us. So one by one word meaning. Manishinaha, those who have Manisha. What is Manisha? Other than knowing Paramatma, experiencing Paramatma, there is no way for liberation. Those who have this knowledge, those who have this conviction, they are called Manishi. And that knowledge conviction is called Manisha. So those who have that Manisha, they are called Manishinaha. What they have to do now? Once the Manisha is made, that only in the Paramatma Anumoti there is moksha. What they have to do? Karmajam phalam tyaktva. Okay? Karmajam buddhi yuktahi phalam tyaktva manishinaha. So buddhi yuktaha manishinaha. What is the buddhi yukta? ऊपर वाला बुद्धि युक्तता ऊपर बताया ना उभे सुकृत दुष्कृते जहात. Remember, buddhi yuktata means the buddhi known what is the Paramatma to be achieved as ultimate goal. Buddhi yukta is he knows that Sukrata Dushkrita, when we are running for it, will be bound in samsara. Third stage is what? This Buddhi yukta person who has understood Paramatma gaining is the way for moksha, who has understood that He has to give up the Sukruta Dushkruta, he has given up, but already done the karma, they start giving the phala. उसके लिए क्या करना चाहिए, यही कह रहे हैं, बुद्धियुक्ताः मनीषिणः कर्मजं फलं त्यक्त्वा, बुद्धियुक्ताः मनीषिणः कर्मजं फलं त्यक्त्वा. उसका 3 अर्थ होते हैं. वन इज ऑलरेडी पास्ट वी हैव डन द कर्म, इट्स फला विल कम. What is the meaning of giving up that phala is, don't get too much influenced by it, whether that phala is sukha or dukkha. Second is what? In the present also, as duties, we have to do the karma. When the karmas are done, karma phala will come. So the buddhi yukta person, that the karma he does for antakarana shuddhi, not for the karma phala. That is the meaning of karma phalam tyaktva. So buddhi yuktaha manishinaha karmajam phalam tyaktva. Third meaning of karmajam phalam tyaktva is even sadhana also is karma. ठीक है, उसका फल भी leave it to ईश्वर when he wants to give, but keep on doing the sadhana. So mukti yuktaha manishinah karmaja phalam tyaktva. Okay, what happens to him after done this one? Beautiful thought. Janma bandha vinirmuktaha. First he gets muktaha, nirmuktaha, vinirmuktaha. See the way it is being explained with the addition of one lettered one prefix. Muktaha, nirmuktaha, vinirmuktaha. Totally they get liberated from. From where? Naturally from the bandha. And which bandha? Janma bandha. Janma bandha vinirmuktaha. Okay. So whenever such idiom comes of Janma Bandha or Mrityu Pasha, we have to complete the whole thought. When only Mrityu Pasha is said, it means Janma, Jara, Roga, then Vyaya, finally the Mrityu. Only Mrityu if it is said. If only Janma is said, like it is said here, Janma Bandha means Janma Bandha, then Growth Bandha, then Jara Bandha, so to the Roga Bandha, Mrityu Bandha. All, even if they are not said, have to be added because they are all interconnected. And when we are at the Upadhi level, we can't avoid any one of them. And in between the Janma Marana, hundreds of bandhanas. Isn't it? We become compelled to identify the Shariradi Upadhi. Then we are forced to sustain it. For that, lot of things to be done. And in between, maybe Huna Karke, these Raga Dvesha, the Kama Krodha, they come either because of our vasanas or induced by some or the other sources outside. And then we get sidetracked, and in that we start doing adharma papa. ओ अब बताओ कितने बंधन है, लिस्ट लगा सकते हैं हम क्या, इसका कितना बड़ा लिस्ट. ऑल दिस जन्म बंध विनिर्मुक्ता. सो बुद्धियुक्त मनीषिण कर्मजम फलम त्यक्त्वा जन्मबंध विनिर्मुक्ता. द मोस्ट ब्यूटिफुल थिंग इज नेक्स्ट वन, पदम गच्छन्ति अनामयम. That amaya, disease of ajnana, ajnana led moha, moha led samsara dukkha, named amayam, they cross it and they go to the anamaya sthiti or place. Padam gachanti. That position of dukkha rahitya sthiti they take. Here also anamaya means amaya rahita means roga rahita. These are all very technical words. We have to be very smart, intelligent to understand that word meaning and what are there around it, surrounded by it. Okay, Amaya means disease. You can understand in English also. Disease is not at ease. So when are we ease? At ease? We are at ease when we are with our own selves. When we have moved away from us, we have moved away from being at ease. Like you are at home. You are at home, you are at ease. The moment you are on the road or in the car or train or flight, you are not at ease. बिकॉज दूसरे लोग होते हैं, एटमॉस्फेयर अलग होता है, टोटल फ्रीडम नहीं होता हमको. इन योर हाउस इन एनी सोफा चेयर यू कैन सिट. फ्लाइट में यू आर नॉट अलाउड, जो दिया वही बैठो. नहीं मैं पायलट की जगह बैठूंगा तो नहीं. You are not at ease when we are not with ourselves. Therefore, amaya means not with our own selves. So, what is the meaning of not with ourselves? Is with the not self. And what are the not selves? The upadhis. And what is the problem in the upadhis? They continuously go on changing. What those changes give us? Discomfort and dukkha. Therefore, anamaya padam gachanti means diseaseless position of being at ease, which is achieved only in the experience of the self, that such buddhi yukta manishinaha slowly, steadily, gradually reaches and establishes in that. That actually that whole context is talks about buddhi yoga. Buddhi Yoga, those 10 12 slokas of second chapter from 38 onwards. Esha te vita sankhya buddhi yoge tu imam shrunu buddhya yukto yaya partha karma mandam prahasisi neha vikramanasosti pratyavaya na vidyate svalpama pisa dharmasya trayate mahato vayat vyasayatma buddhina ekaya kurnandana baushaka yanantasya buddhaya vyasayinam yamam pushpida macha pravadanti. These 15 slokas are a powerful things. I think for 4 months na, in some ashram we stay, not at home. Throughout the day, let us study Bhagavad Gita with Adi Shankara Bhashyam exhaustively. शायद हम हो करेंगे अगले साल कभी. सुबह 1 घंटा उपनिषद लगेगा, थ्रू आउट डे गीता पढ़ेंगे. पावरफुल पोर्शन इट इज. ओके, सो इन दैट ऑल्सो व्हाट इज सेड, बुद्धि युक्तो जहाति उभे सुकृत दुष्कृते, देन कर्मजं बुद्धि युक्ता ही फलं त्यक्त्वा मनीषिणः जन्म बंध विनिर्मुक्ताः पदं गच्छन्ति अनामयम्. That diseaseless, being at ease, position of being one with ourselves, slowly, steadily, we enter and experience into when all the phalas of the karma done, of the past or of the present or of the sadhana, when you are not minding. How it happens is because deliberately we are not seeking the phala. To experience the phala, you have to identify the upadhis. Phala we are not seeking. Obviously, the upadhi tadatma will be left. Like आपको खाना नहीं खाना, तो what is, why will you go to take that plate or tumbler or ladle? You don't need the instruments, you know. When you are not going for lunch or dinner, what is there to go and sit on the dining table? No. So too, when I am not doing the asha of the fellow, obviously my tadatmya with the upadhis goes away. See, upadhi tadatmya makes us do karma. Upadhi tadatmya makes us experience karma phala. That's how through upadhi tadatmya we are a karta bhokta bound jiva. Reverse, when we have not expected the karma phala, then to experience it, we need to identify upadhi. We are not expecting the experience, therefore upadhi tadatmya gets loosened. Naturally, when the upadhi tadatmya ja raha hai, nikal raha hai, going away, then the nirupadhika, that anamaya atma, we discover. That is the meaning of karmajam buddhi yukta hi phalam tektva manishinaha janma bandha vinirmuktaha padam gachanti anamayam. This is a beautiful quotation. Okay, I think we have done this 11 times yesterday. Now, next one we will do the quote number 3 of Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Mm, there are two quotations here. 36 और 37 में one by one we will see. सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजिनं संतरिष्यसि. सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजिनं संतरिष्यसि. Be careful. भगवान अर्जुन को कह रहे हैं कि यू आर इन ए वृजिन. वृजिन मीन संसार समुद्र. Two samsaras we all know very clearly. The outer samsara of the things and beings and our obligations, our duties, our involvements, our fightings, reactions, they're fighting with us, they consider us as enemies. ये सारा outer samsara. निरंतर we are running for the world and running away from the world, outer. The inner samsara of the chitta, the desires, the vasanas, the wrong notions, wrong convictions, wrong emotions, continuously confusions, distraction, ये सारे inner संसार कहते हैं. कर्म रूपी बाहर संसार और वृत्ति रूपी inner संसार. Identifying with these two, we are not at ease. We are always bogged up by the dukkha. So Bhagavan says here, listen carefully, Sarvam Vrujinam Samyak Tarishyasi. Hey Arjuna, all this outer samsara, inner samsara, completely you will definitely cross. Okay, Vrujana means samsara arnava. You need not get drowned in it, you need not get tossed up in it. देखो समुद्र के साथ why samsara is compared is when we fall in the samsara, there are only two options. We can go on trying to come out of that samsara ocean, we never come out. And what happens finally? We get drowned in it. So, to the one who has chosen to be only in the samsara, he will swim there only, searching for this or that, pearls or sukha, etc., not getting them, finally drowns. And in between, he is hit by those big waves and tides and all. Big, big crocodiles, whales, ये सब तंग करते हैं. That is why samsara compared with samsara, samudra. तो सर्वम वृजिनम samtarishyasi. Not even little of samsara sagara will be there with you. You will totally cross. Not that from the center you came to corner, not that from the corner you came up to the beach of that ocean, but you have gone beyond the ocean. Once you have gone beyond the ocean, onto the banks you are there, the tides of the ocean and the breakers of the ocean, the tossing up and down of ocean won't touch you. Then the question is asked, how Lord, you say, O Arjuna, you will cross entire samsara, Arjuna. How? How you want to know? Yeah, I want to know. Jnana plavena. By the boat of knowledge. So, sarvam jnana plavena iva originam santarishyasi. Santarishyasi is second person को address कर रहे. Hey Arjuna, santarishyasi. Definitely you will cross. What? Sarvam originam. Entire samsara. How? Jnana plavena. Like a strong, perfect boat or steamer or ship are there. Don't we cross the ocean? Now you see the ships and steamers that are built by the human being nowadays. अरे यार 10 मंजिला बिल्डिंग बनाया उसने उस स्टीमर में. Ships are there, the cargo ships going into 300, 400, 500 meters. आधा किलोमीटर. See that पनामा में जो फंसा है उस दिन, उसको घुमाने के लिए 5 किलोमीटर का जगह चाहिए. What I am saying is, if we have boat well made, any big ocean also we can cross. Same way, we have one plover. It is our choice to create it and board it and row it and reach out of the samsara samudra. And that boat, that jahaj, that ship is called as Jnana plover. And naturally, when we are studying Gita and Upanishads, here the Jnana means Tattva Jnana only. Jnana means Atma Jnana only. Jnana means Brahma Jnana only. And here also, the Tattva Atma Brahma Jnana is first Siddhanta, second Sadhana, third Anubhuti. So that is, and where is that Siddhanta given, Sadhana told? In Upanishads only, in the Gita Shastra only. Therefore, all these quotes started with that, na? अज्ञान निवृत्ति लक्षणस्य मोक्षस्य ज्ञान अविद्या निवृत्ति लक्षणस्य मोक्षस्य विद्या अधीनत्वात् युज्यते तदर्थ उपनिषद आरंभः. रिमेंबर दैट उपनिषद का सार ही गीता है ना. सर्वोपनिषदो गावो धोक्ता गोपाल नंदन पार्थो वत्स सुधीर भोक्ता दुग्धम गीता अमृतम महत. So, are they not informing us? Are they not inspiring us? These three sentences which we have studied. First, buddhi yukto jahatiha ube sukrita dushkrite. We have to give sufficient time. We have to give sufficient deep thinking. Then that essence will come to us. It inspires us, it informs us. Informs and inspires. Buddhi yuktaha ube sukrite jahati. First quote. Second one, buddhi yuktaha manishinaha karmajam phalam tyaktva janma bandha vinmuktaha anamayam padam gachanti. So word by word, when you remember and deeply contemplate, oh, this is what to achieve, for this is what to be done, for that these are the preparations, oh, this is what is the human life is given for, so let me do that. Everyone will have to become deep within oneself to have these clarities and be on the path to reach the goal. There's a great joy and fulfillment if one can do that. We are for that only. Not to just get lost in the ephemeral things of the world, the things which are not in our control, and things which continuously pinch us, make us miserable. That need not be our lot. So, to this third one. सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि. So, how to study that? Hey Arjuna, tarishyasi. Hey Arjuna, santarishyasi. Hey Arjuna, vrujinam santarishyasi. Hey Arjuna, sarvam vrujinam santarishyasi. Hey Arjuna, jnana plavena sarvam vrujinam santarishyasi. Even after saying so much, still one more word, if it is not added, it doesn't become complete. You know what is that word? Eva. So, sarvam vrujinam, hey Arjuna, jnana plavena eva santarishyasi. Okay, that eva word gives two very sublime meanings. One is what? Jnana plavena eva means only by the mode of knowledge that you cross the vrujina samsara sagara. Is it clear? Only by the jnanam that you can cross the ocean of samsara. And again, like the eva word in Sanskrit, only word in English also is so beautiful. It gives the other meaning also. सो सिर्फ ज्ञान जहाज से आप पार करोगे ओनली बाई द ज्ञान बोट यू क्रॉस के ज्ञान प्लवेन एव संतरिष्यसि. That meaning we have told anyway. The other meaning is what? कि ज्ञान प्लवेन एव means this boat of jnana is more than enough or sufficient. Nothing else is required. है ना? Only also means what? Only jnana boat is enough. No need of other things. No need. Because the jnana of the Atman is about the Atman which we are already. You know it, you got it, you are that. Ho gaya. Whereas in the worldly objects gaining, jnana should be followed by the karma. Then only the phala will come. Jnanena eva phala will not come. Like I have the jnanam of cooking. But the food is not ready just because I have the jnana of the food making. I have to work there every step scrupulously. Then only the delicious dish is available. Anything in the worldly, without action, you won't get result. Jnana se kaam nahi hota. But in the Vedanta, nothing to be done. You just discover you are that self and get abidance in it. मोक्ष हो गया. कुछ करने का जरूरत ही नहीं. Therefore, that eva word has both the beauties. One is only by knowledge we cross the samsara. Second is knowledge is enough to cross the samsara sagar. Now you understand how the Gita or Upanishads, when we focus on every word, every prefix, every suffix, every particle, how the knowledge becomes clear and deeper and inspirational. This is called the Adhyanam of Shastras. This is what we have to dedicate our lives. All the other things and beings, they come and go in life. That nobody avoided. It just happens. That is the intelligence not to get lost in any of those ephemeral, inevitable things. Our goal as a jiva is to discover Paramatma. First, to discover yourself as jiva, not a person, a samsari, limited only between this birth and death with these things and beings around. उससे बाहर आए, जीव हूं मैं, अनेक जन्मों से आगे बढ़ रहा हूं, इस जन्म में और ज्यादा आगे बढ़ना है. For that, more knowledge, more practice. Okay, let us chant this 11, 12 times. Sarvam jnana plavenaiva vrujinam santarishyasi. While chanting this one, feel Lord Krishna is telling the Arjuna in me that by sitting in this boat of jnana, I can cross the all ocean of samsara dukkha. Sarvam vrujinam santarishyasi. The Jagat related samsara, the Upadhi related samsara, both of them we cross, the Nirupadhika Atma we reach and realize and be at ease and pleasure or happiness. Sarvam jnana plavenaiva vrujinam santarishyasi. Sarvam jnana plavenaiva vrujinam santarishyasi. Sarvam jnana plavenaiva वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि. Please remember, 6 more times we have to chant it. Remember, we are now in the place of Arjuna. So Bhagavan is addressing to us in our heart. So he is doing all the three things. One is he is giving us assurance and knowledge. Second is he is giving us blessings also. Third is he is directly addressing us. So hey Arjun, beta, jnana boat pe you can cross the all samsara. So it's a knowledge and it is an inspiration, assurance. So too, it is a blessings. What it should lead to? It will lead to this feeling. From this moment onwards, I will always be busy in making my boat of jnanam and traveling in that boat of jnanam to go beyond the samsara sagara. So let that feeling, let that commitment happen while we chant this one. End of the class, do it some more times and then really start doing it. Come to the classes, come to the class regularly, bring your pen, notebook, write down all the points, contemplate on them, thus increase the jnana plava in us seated in that cross. देखो करना जो चाहते हैं ना, those who want to do, life is such a precious, great, beautiful opportunity. And all helps, all blessings, all guidances, all protections are fully widespread. 100 times more than what we deserve, Bhagavan has given us already. We should have that maturity to recognize them and make use of them. सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि 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 सर्वं ज्ञान Pravenaiva Vrujinam Santarishyase. Eva word also don't miss. Now one last thought of this quote today only to conclude is what ki remember in the worldly samsaric life, first point is jnana is not sufficient to gain the result. Second is jnana should be followed by the action. Third is no jnana of the worldly thing can be complete. Fourth is, therefore, though karma of the world is complete. And that is why no phala in the outer worlds, jnana and karma resulted is complete. And even if you get a good result, that is not permanent. See the 3, 4 thoughts. Jnana is not sufficient, you have to act. But jnana is not complete in the world. Action also not complete means infinite. The instruments used for that karma also are not infinite or perfect. Then how can the result be the great as well as continuous? Like example, a very silly, simple. You have to make a very delicious sabji. Are we having that complete knowledge of how to make a sabji very well? You know, do we have that thoughts of which oil, which masala, which flame, which utensil to use, which ladle to use? सब मिलकर ज्ञान होता है. Every dish to come out in a perfect manner, the ingredients are different, the processes are different, steps, isn't it? So पूरा ज्ञान होना चाहिए. Now with that ज्ञान is the dish ready? कौन सा डिश बनाना है आज नाश्ते में जो भी बनाओ, it won't come. You have to be practical. Now, how much ever theoretically perfect, at the time of practice, even little inadvertence also, there is a chance, no? Yesterday it was happening. I was in some work, while that I do 3, 4 works at a time. तो वो लगा जो तवे पे जो भी गर्म करने को, मे बी हाफ अ मिनट आई वाज हियर डिस्ट्रैक्टेड. बाय द टाइम मैं देखा वो तो पूरा ब्लैक हो गया वो है ना. तड़का जब लगाते हो, आधा मिनट कम है तो कच्चा रहेगा वो, आधा मिनट ज़्यादा है तो जल जाएगा. In the processes, can we assure ourselves to be perfect at every step? Second point. Third is very essential. All the ingredients which we are using, are we sure and guaranteed that they are of the greatest quality? 70-80% of reason for the dishes not to come tasty is the ingredients. Because the आलू सब्जी टमाटर जो भी है, they are the highest quality, middle quality, lower quality भी हो सकता है. So the perfection of knowledge required, perfection of all the items required, perfection of following the steps one by one is required. Then only good dishes will come. Now उसके बाद भी फिर ज़्यादा गर्म है तो you can't eat. ठंडा हो गया तो फिर मज़ा नहीं आएगा. You understand? Then even though you have eaten it और लेफ्ट इट फॉर सम टाइम, थोड़े समय के बाद वो फिर लायक भी नहीं बनता. एनी ग्रेटेस्ट भोजन यू मेड, आफ्टर 3 hours it loses its spiritual value also, to a great extent nutritious value also. Some taste value little bit it will have, वो टेस्ट भी आता है वैसे तो. You understood the through example how in the world the jnanam and karma and phala are so much bound. Whereas in spirituality, when we discover, be attentive, the self beyond our panchakoshas, enough that I am, all liberation has happened at that very moment. There are no other knowledges required, there are no ingredients required, there are no steps to be followed as karma. There is no need to wait for the phala and no need to get disappointed कि इतना किया मैंने फिर भी नो फल ठीक नहीं आया या हाथ से फिसल गया या कुछ समय के बाद खराब हुआ. None of these problems are there in the spirituality. That is the meaning of the word eva. सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृचिनं सन्तरिष्यसि. Now, as we are doing for every quotation, for this quotation also, if that is not said, it won't become complete. Key, the reverse of it. The reverse of it is what? If you are not making and traveling in the boat of the jnana, to instead of crossing that samsara sagara, we only get victimized and drowned and miserable only in the samsara. This reverse thing is more important for us than the positive. Those are highly qualified, matured, they just got conviction to a great extent and have regularity, shraddha to the Guru. Unko positive way is enough. What is positive way? Oh, my dear friend, by the boat of jnana, you can cross ocean. And for you and I, who are so much lost in our own whims and fancies and worldliness, for us, same thing. When it is told ulta, that will be helpful more. What is that ulta? If you are not gaining the knowledge, you will suffer in your samsara. Same thing, but said the other way around. If you gain knowledge, you cross samsara. If you don't gain knowledge, you suffer in samsara. No, choose yourself. You are responsible for your life. When you take responsibility and seek the helper, the whole this world of the gods and gurus, shastras, everyone will bless us. Everyone, they are meant for that only. A delay हमारे तरफ से. And if we don't choose it, no, I don't want jnana about, I want to suffer in the ocean of samsara. They are seeing so many cartoons. They see us also. They can't become sentimental or miserable and all. Like no, when doctor gives all medicine, you take and become healthy. He'll be happy, he'll congratulate. He says, well done. And you don't take medicine, suffer. Doctor will not become emotional. He has many patients. यार ही विल जस्ट से तुम्हारी मर्जी है, मेरा विद्या मैंने दिया आपको, यूज करो, तुम्हारी बेनिफिट नहीं तो नहीं. That way it is. Tomorrow we will see how many more are there. 1, 2, 3 shlokas from Gita. 3, 4. उसके बाद we are given 7, 8, 9 quotes from many other shastras. After that, one beautiful thing, through the definition of Upanishad itself, Upanishad gives Brahma Vidya, it removes Avidya, it removes Samsara, that is substantiated once more. Thereafter, Karma Jnana Samuchaya ka Khandan hoga. Like this Upanishads Bhashya, Sambandha Bhashya itself is so detailed and deep. As I am telling you, whether it takes 1 day or 10 day or 1 year or 10 year, I am going to study every sentence. for my sake. Come, listen, you also get a benefit. Om, 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 Om. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Paramashiभ्यो Parabrahma Shruti Matre Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. Join in 5 minutes.